Bay City Radio, time is 4.5 minutes past 7. Bay Area weather fine and very cold with light southerly winds. Frosts again tonight with heavy patches of fog developing inland, so drive safely. Currently downtown it's 2 degrees in Napier and Hastings 4 degrees.
Oh, that was close, Norm. Just about got a possum.
You've got a head sore.
5 minutes past 7 on a cold winter morning. High up in the ranges above Hawke's Bay, the first shafts of dawn greet a transmission maintenance vehicle crawling its way up a remote mountain called Tartarakina. On the top sits one of the vital repeater stations on the main trunk of the North Island television microwave system. During the night, its power supply was cut by lightning. Norman Batty and Duncan Pym left their Napier base at 5:30 to sort out the emergency before the day's transmissions begin.
Nice sunrise, Norm.
No, that's actually a beautiful morning. It's going to be a beautiful morning. But I know
Very cold.
no sign of that storm up anywhere.
No, it's caused a problem.
Past 7, Christchurch. As the first glow of sunrise appears behind the Port Hills, a small convoy heads out of town, bound for Ashley Forest beyond Rangiora. It's an outside broadcast unit going to cover a motor rally sprint. For Television New Zealand, another day has begun. (7:15). A film crew from the Natural History Unit in Dunedin has come north to the Canterbury High Country. They're heading into the Craigieburn Range to make a film about the Kia. 7:20. The Napier engineers are nearing the 4,000-foot Tartarakina summit. They want to know why the standby generator didn't start, leaving the system running on its fading batteries. Up here in this frosty mountain world, the Tartarakina generator has become a critical factor in the chain that links Wellington with Auckland, carrying TV1 North and TV2 South. It's got to be revived before viewers find themselves with only one channel on their screens.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can shout us a beer on the... when we get back, if I get it going.
You've got to get it going first. But it does worry me quite a bit, actually. It should have started. TCC picked it up, but it didn't. The batteries will be dropping off if we don't get it rolling.
It's cold, though. It is a beautiful morning. Brass monkey weather.
That's a bad coming up here. I wonder what the trouble is. Fort Knox. The diesel's not running, Duncan.
It's not very hospitable in the dark, though.
You have a look at that.
Okay.
I'll call up TCC.
Good morning, TCC here.
Hello, TCC, Tartarakina here, Norm here. We're just looking at why this diesel didn't start. We'll give you a call as soon as we find something untoward.
In the Hutt Valley, for Lewis Woodburn in transmission control at Avalon, nerve centre of the microwave linking system, the crisis is just another routine problem the day will solve. He can already see on the Tartarakina status display that it's lost its mains power supply and is running on batteries. The technical health of every microwave station in the system is indicated here second by second. From this display, the controllers are aware of most of the faults long before the district engineers can reach the sites in the obscure places of New Zealand's backcountry.
Oh, hey, look at this, Norm. This could be it.
It's
broken here.
I wonder what did that. No, I've never known them to break there before. It must be shaking a wee bit. We'll have to put a connector in there.
What caused it?
Vibrations.
Tell you what,
That'd be probably why it didn't start up.
My hand's cold this morning.
No, that's it.
That's right.
Yeah, she'll crank up beautifully.
Yeah.
Now we'll get it back to the automatic mode. Come on, you've got the muscles. You can have a go at starting.
All fingers.
Cross your V and all.
We've got to get it started first.
The Tartrakina crisis is over. The generator is recharging the station's batteries. And when TV1 comes on the air this morning, the microwave system taking it north will be in good order.
Not much to pull, but go and have a look. TV violence, indeed, I hear you say. This doctor fella wants the Dukes of Hazzard off air. It encourages us to drive like maniacs. Have a look at it?
Yeah, well, that's coming up just right at the seatbelt campaign.
Peter Gill, our driving expert.
Okay.
Anna's dream of peace touches hearts in a world of strife. This kid is what
In Auckland, Chief Reporter Colin McPhail is offering National Bulletin Editor John Marks some stories for the 6:30 news.
So it's Union Carbide, Grey, TV violence, a check on the commune, roller skating, and I think probably a toss-up between either the singing bus driver or Anna's dream of peace.
Throughout the country, this evening's bulletin will have the resources of nearly 50 reporters, sub-editors, and a dozen camera crews.
Hello, Peter Gill.
An aircraft's being chartered to take reporter Louise Joyce and a camera crew to Whangarei. They're going to interview a government psychologist sacked for his liberal views on marijuana.
And they're ready to go in about half an hour if you'd like to come on over and pick her up.
Mr. Gill, good morning.
Good morning.
The, as you would have seen from our paper, and there's also on RNZ, this doctor, Bruce Ferris, was wondering if you, with your motoring interest, would be able to go and see him and see what he had to say, get a bit of the Dukes of Hazzard and just do a little piece on bad driving. I don't know how else you could develop it, but...
It's not a particularly new angle, but...
we'll give him a call, see what he says, and yeah, we can
Yeah.
get the shots of the program anyway and run it together if he sounds sensational. If not, we'll move on to something else.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Jolly good.
And Ron, you're off to... Ron? And Ron? Disappeared.
Good morning. It's Television New Zealand News here. My name's Peter Gill. I'm trying to contact Dr. Ferris, please.
A list of the bulletin's story prospects for the day goes into the word processor.
But if he does agree, what to do,
It's to go with the story that we're doing today, for which we need some backup film, where we've got a member of the Auckland Hospital Board who's also a doctor himself, and he's calling for the banning of that program, The Dukes of Hazzard. I hate dragging this stuff out like this because the relatives have probably only just got over all this. Here we are suddenly popping up with their loved ones plastered all over the road again. What can you do?
Of course,
Yeah, pretty bashed up sort of a hole, isn't it?
9:15. The outside broadcast team has begun to change the landscape at Ashley Forest. They've had a 70-foot tower put up for the microwave dish that'll beam the Motor Rally programme 50 kilometres across the Canterbury Plains to the Sugarloaf station in the Port Hills. Meanwhile, they're running out 2.5 kilometres of cable to carry back the pictures from some of the 7 cameras along the race circuit.
Bearing between 4 and 6, 7, 8.
Lining up the dish by radio is a critical operation.
5, still on 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, about 15 and a bit. That seems to be a peak there.
Okay, Colin, pan, I'll try a tilt.
Back in Christchurch, it's an early start for the men whose satire show can draw a bigger audience than an all-black test match. David McPhail and John Gadsby's programme is sometimes watched by more than 1 million people. They're joined this morning by Peter Rowley. He's the jester, generating some of the manic spirit of the Goon Show.
What's it like in Mayville nowadays that bombs go off there, David?
What?
What's it like in Mayville now that they...
Yeah, God, it falls red all over.
Is it really? Oh, yeah. How golly, jolly.
Completing the team's writing trio is Alan Grant, who helps develop sketches which will continue to evolve through the day.
Not that way.
They've got an idea for the beehive scene that'll wrap up the show. Marilyn Waring's anger at government refusal to ratify a United Nations Women's Rights Convention.
But that's the way to start, though, isn't it? You know, yeah. Good night, Santa. Good night, Santa. Good night, you chauvinist pig.
Who said that?
What's the line of yours we had before? Put on the table.
Give me that hammer and I'll ratify it for you. I'm sorry.
Bring it up here. Give me that hammer and I'll ratify on the spot. That's not what I mean. No, but that's what I mean.
I'll ratify you in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got to keep the traffic noise down a bit, of course, and that's our problem, isn't it? Yeah, so we'll use a hand mic, won't we? And we'll get in a nice shelter spot over here. Well, what do you think about it about there in the back of the car park there? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Peter
we'll
Gill and his film crew have come to Remuera to do the Dukes of Hazzard interview.
Yeah. And we can get in quick and out quick, which is part of the essence of television news.
Fine.
So could we ask you to come over here?
Yep, certainly.
Dr. Ferris, this is Don Scott, our cameraman, Dr. Ferris.
How you doing, Doctor?
And this is Don's son.
Hi. How do you do?
Who's Ashley. Now, Don, would you advise Dr. Ferris where best to stand for me? Just about here, I think it's going to be, isn't it?
Yep.
I think there, then, sort of where I am now.
Rolling.
Dr. Ferris, why have you got it in for the Dukes of Hazzard?
Can sing our...
We start off with red first, okay? You ready?
Red and yellow and pink and green, purple and orange and blue.
At the Van Ash College for the Deaf in the Port Hills near Christchurch, visits by Ollie Olsen have more than a social purpose.
A rainbow, sing a rainbow.
1 in every 20 children who watch his after-school program suffer from some degree of deafness. So Ollie comes to Sumner from time to time to extend his signing vocabulary.
Like to watch.
Oh, watch there like a watch. That's right. Yeah, watch. Which one?
Change with war, and he's got awful face and teeth.
What about be good, be kind in whatever you say and do?
The Dukes of Hazzard, to me, idolises a lifestyle which portrays a macho situation of aggression and of preoccupation with the driving of a car which is very powerful, but it seems to be rather a bomb.
Dr. Ferris, thank you very much indeed, sir. That does it very well. It was nice and succinct and well articulated and well projected, I thought, and I think that will
Peter,
that message will come through quite strongly.
Hopefully I can keep the message going, because last weekend 12 deaths. It wasn't even a holiday weekend. It was it wasn't the Easter road toll. It was just an ordinary weekend.
Well, Dr. Ferris, as you know, it's the nature of the television beast. We'll probably have to edit that down a little bit.
Oh, I'm aware.
Because each of the major stories of the day rarely goes more than, say, 1.5 or 2 minutes, unless it's something horrendous. But we will do that responsibly, and I think you'll be quite pleased with the result. Thank you very much for letting us disrupt your day.
This model will give you some idea of the engineering feat which allows over 97% of the population to receive both Television 1 and Television 2.
Back at Avalon, television's biggest single production complex, there's a lecture about the network from Broadcasting's head of training, Chris Henderson.
The main artery of this system is a chain of microwave stations which carry both signals from hilltop to hilltop, from Auckland to Dunedin. From Auckland, north in a spur up into Northland, then south across the Hunuas to Te Aroha. South again into Hawke's Bay with a spur across to Taupo and one up into the east coast. Then again to the bottom end of the Ruahines with a long spur across into Taranaki. South again through the Wairarapa to Wellington and across Cook Strait and then down a long spur through Nelson and right down through the west coast. The main trunk carries on down the foothills of the Kaikoura's with a link into Christchurch. From Christchurch, the signal moves south across the Canterbury Plains. There's a spur into the Mackenzie country and then on down to Dunedin. Finally, down into Southland and then back up into central Otago.
No. Morning.
Up here on the east coast, in the valleys behind Ruatoria, the main trunk of the microwave system doesn't reach. Television comes up from Gisborne through a chain of translators, like the one which lies at the foot of a buttress on a peak called Tai, overlooking the sparsely populated Tapawairoa Valley, in which only 28 families live.
Where do you think the best place to cross?
Oh, no, through here would be okay.
Yeah, just straight through the middle.
Oh, we've got a little bit of bag and that to take with us, so we grab that and boots on and get going. Long way to go to come back for nothing.
We could put a multimeter in there.
To do some work on the translator this morning, 2 transmission engineers have come up from Gisborne. In return, the farmers have provided the most practicable form of local transport. There's only one obstacle on the 1,000-foot climb, the Tapawairoa River. For the past 10 days, it's been a roaring torrent, but this morning it's down.
Water barrier. No, don't want to get his feet wet, this one.
It's 10:30. The sun has burnt the frost off the valley, but the river runs cold and fast, filling the boots of 2 lonely figures on horseback, heading for the high hills. Few television networks in the world would provide this sort of maintenance dedication on behalf of a mere 75 viewers living in the back of beyond.
With the ACR of the car chase.
Right, then we're going into the interview.
We're going into this interview here.
And then you're finishing with the library.
Finishing with the library.
Right.
The essence of television news is brevity. Reporter Peter Gill's film interview on the Dukes of Hazzard is being cut to less than a minute and a half.
So last words of that were...
Macho situation.
Macho situation.
Right. And that's about 1:13. Can you afford that?
Yes. See, we're scruffy as usual, eh? Wind blows, dust
yeah. Excuses.
Did that back come fit?
Pardon?
Did it fit?
I will.
Tired, listless, lacking in energy, there's a job for you in Air New Zealand Domestic. If you're exhausted with LA, try Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch and Dunedin before breakfast, then back to Auckland for a lie down. Yes, transfer now to Air New Zealand Domestic and take a load off your feet.
McPhail and Gadsby have got down to the serious business of recording the sketches that'll go out in Saturday's programme. This one's a quickie. It'll run only for 20 seconds, but take an hour to perfect. It pokes fun at an Air New Zealand cabin crew dispute.
I'm exhausted. Okay, when you hear the voiceover...
Stewardess Nancy Ross is trying to discover from the floor manager, Paul Gilmore, more precisely what she's expected to do with a jug of orange juice. Paul's getting some guidance from the director in the control room upstairs.
John? Yeah, can you just hang on a sec? Yeah, does Nancy actually hand David a glass, or does she just pour it straight into his lap?
I think she's holding the glass, she pours the jug, misses the glass completely and puts it over David's head.
No, you go out like that, miss with the glass.
Yeah.
Miss the glass and just tip it over his head.
No, keep it well down.
Okay? But don't do that now.
No.
So your cue out is the word exhausted on the voiceover.
Thank you.
With the sound tape.
Stand by.
Right, Barry.
Right.
In.
3 seconds.
1.
Tired, listless, lacking in energy, there's a job for you in Air New Zealand Domestic. If you're exhausted with LA, try Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch and Dunedin
And ready to cut.
back to
And
Auckland
Nancy
for a
pause.
lie down. Yes, transfer now to Air New
So
Zealand
Peter's got to stay there.
and take a look on
Yeah, I understand.
See, because I'm not standing next to him, I wasn't
you
sure if I
make
should
sure
just
that
start
you've got
yawning
some
and go
towels and
cover my
things,
mouth
just so we
with the
can-
glass.
it's gonna awful
No, you're
Or
actually
the
asleep.
I'm actually asleep when I'm
Well,
doing
you're
it.
actually asleep on your
Yeah,
feet.
so I'm, yeah.
Hello, can I help you? Just one moment.
Thank you, I'll just have to
Des
Monahan,
please contact the operator for an international call. Des Monahan, contact the operator for international.
Television New Zealand.
Yes, can I help you?
Hello, Robin here. Would you like to talk or Mike Scott Smith?
Darren Shanahan, please contact 639
666 999.
Good morning, Television New Zealand.
Listen, I want to complain to the joker who's throwing all these arty programs at us. Last week it was ballet, on Tuesday opera. It's just getting too much to the stomach.
Fine, I can record your comment for you.
Well, what I really want to know is what all those television pufters at Avalon do all day. It's pretty some of them can't do a real day's work like I have to on the farm, that's all.
Fine, thanks for calling. Bye-bye.
There's a curious assumption by a minority of the phone-complaining fraternity that men who work in television must, by definition, be somehow effeminate, that it's just not productive work for real men. Continuity announcer Bob Parker might just satisfy some of these complaints. He works in both worlds. On 11 acres in Wainuiomata, he and his family run 30 sheep.
Side paddock, so run up there fast. Good boys.
Come on!
Make a very good sheepdog, Dan.
No, I'm not a dog, I'm not a sheep.
Oh, I know
Here
that.
they come.
Come on!
Come on, girls.
Come on, come on! Come on! Come on!
Come on, sheep.
From the top, with the sound tape. And Nancy's got that new timing for her
The fifth rehearsal of the cabin crew sketch. It's being directed from the control room above the studio by McPhail and Gadsby's producer, John Nye.
Shot 1, 2 next.
You in Air New Zealand Domestic. If you're exhausted with LA, try
No, Peter's a wee bit late now.
Christchurch and
And cut,
Shot 2, 1 next.
and cut. And
Shot 3 with a wipe.
wipe. It's when he comes out wide, is it, Graham?
Yes.
Just watch that one, don't...
Don't shoot the top of the set up there.
Paul, I'm just going to come down for a minute and go over a couple of things, all right?
Hang on. John's just coming down.
And here's...
Hey! Right places, everybody. Right. Here we go. Okay. I think to go on his head, it's better if you're holding it.
She could be holding it up to me. Good idea.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah, thank you.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
so
that'll
I'm
work.
really
Yeah,
hard,
yeah.
and then I see it,
Right. Yeah.
and then before breakfast. And
Right. So don't hold it out there all the time. If you can hold it out there on about Christchurch and Dunedin. Come on, get on with it. You're waiting, and then you can pour it. Yeah. So you'll be out there a little bit early, but that's fine because I just want to build up that oh so tired thing. I'm starting on you, coming out, picking Peter up, and staying on a 2-shot of you.
But as soon as the drinks have hit me, how long are you staying on me after that?
Well, it's slightly unknown.
The show is being recorded onto videotape, on which the majority of programmes nowadays go to air.
Recording.
3, 2, 1,
Lacking in energy, there's a job for you in Air New Zealand Domestic. If you're exhausted with LA, try Auckland.
What are you doing? Look at me.
Transfer now to Air New Zealand Domestic and take a load off your feet.
Oh, shit, the end of it was a bit funny, wasn't it? Oh,
Okay. That was all right.
Right down inside.
Beautiful, Nancy. Missed the jacket, hit the... Oh, yeah, that was... Oh, it's going in my trousers now. You good? You all right? Ah, beautiful pour, Nancy. Beautiful pour.
Gosh, it was fun.
Did you enjoy doing it?
I loved it.
Tired, listless, lacking in energy? There's a job for you in Air New Zealand Domestic. If you're exhausted with LA, try Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch and Dunedin before breakfast. Then back to Auckland for a lie down. Yes, transfer now to Air New Zealand Domestic and take a load off your feet.
Very good. Works.
Yeah, I think it's
yeah,
fair.
John?
I think it's fair.
Yeah, it works.
Right, ho.